What I'm about to tell you is going to emotionally damage American car enthusiasts. I'm not even joking. This is the kind of news that makes you pause a video, stare at the wall, and whisper, "Nah. That can't be real." But it is real. Because while we're here in the United States still arguing about charging plugs, software bugs, and why our luxury cars rattle after 6 months, Canada just quietly won the automotive future. Yes. Canada. Polite. Apologetic. Maple syrup drinking, sorry about that, Canada. They didn't announce it with fireworks. They didn't brag. They didn't tweet about it. They just opened the gates. They lifted the barriers. They relaxed the rules. And now they're getting access to one of the most advanced, most disrespectful, most futuristic electric luxury sedans ever created. It's called the NIO ET9. And I need you to mentally prepare yourself for what I'm about to say next. Because it sounds like clickbait, it sounds fake. And it sounds like something a car YouTuber would make up for views. This car can shake itself like a wet dog to remove snow. I wish I was exaggerating. I'm not. If it snows overnight, which, let's be honest, is basically Canada's default setting, you don't need to grab an ice scraper. You don't need gloves. You don't need to stand outside freezing, questioning your life choices. You press a button. The active suspension wakes up. The entire chassis vibrates at high frequency. And the car physically shakes snow off its own roof and windshield. That is not a feature. That is a personal insult to every other car ever made. Picture this scene for a second. It's early morning. Snow everywhere. Your neighbor is outside scraping ice, miserable, late for work. Fingers numb, soul crushed. You walk out calmly with a hot coffee. You don't say a word. You pull out your phone. Tap one button. And your car does a little shimmy and cleans itself. You smile. You get in. You drive away. That is not transportation. That is psychological warfare. And here's the scary part, that snow-shaking party trick. That's just the opening act. Because everything else about the NIO ET9 makes cars we currently call luxury feel like outdated appliances. I'm talking technology so advanced, comfort so extreme, and engineering so far ahead that even a Tesla Model S Plaid starts feeling like old money trying to keep up with new money. Let's talk about how this thing looks, because it does not look like a car. It looks like a Predator from the year 2050 that came back in time, specifically to hunt crossovers. The front end has what NIO calls a landjet design language. And for once, that term actually makes sense. It's sleek and aerodynamic, but not soft. It's aggressive in a quiet, confident way. The daytime running lights are razor-thin slashes. Double-dashed lines that look like narrowed eyes staring straight into your soul. Beneath them, the actual headlights are hidden. Advanced matrix LED units capable of projecting patterns, warnings, and probably a Netflix episode if you hack them hard enough. And then, look up. That thing above the windshield. That's not a taxi sign. That's a LiDAR tower. A high-definition LiDAR sensor paired with ultra-high-resolution cameras, mounted right on the roofline. Most cars try to hide their sensors because they look ugly. This one doesn't. It shows them off. It looks like military hardware. Like it's scanning the horizon for threats. The whole car gives off this cybernetic RoboCop energy that says, "I see everything." From the side, the scale of the ET9 hits you like a freight train. This is not a small car. This is a flagship. It's over 5.3 meters long, with a wheelbase stretching beyond 3.2 meters. That's enormous. But somehow, it doesn't look bulky or awkward. It looks like a spaceship preparing to jump to warp speed. The silhouette is a fastback coupe shape, but it rides higher than you'd expect, giving it that commanding SUV-like presence, without actually being an SUV. And the wheels? Absolutely unhinged. 23-inch wheels. On a sedan. And yes, the center caps are weighted like a Rolls-Royce. They stay perfectly upright while the wheels spin. That single detail tells you everything you need to know about NIO's mindset. They're basically saying, anything Rolls-Royce can do, we can do. But faster, smarter, and with lasers. The door handles are fully flush, popping out only when you approach. And the doors themselves? Electric. Smart. Sensor-controlled. You don't pull them open. You press a button. Radar checks for obstacles. And the door opens smoothly for you like you're royalty. Then you reach the rear. And it's a mic drop. An active rear. Spoiler hidden so cleanly you don't even know it exists until it deploys at speed. The tail light is a seamless crimson light bar stretching across the entire width of the car, like a lightsaber. From the back, with those wide hips and massive tires, it looks planted. Ready. Dangerous. It makes our domestic luxury sedans look a little underdeveloped. The fit and finish are terrifyingly good. Panel gaps are laser precise. This is German-level build quality mixed with Silicon Valley software. And we can't buy it. Canada, do you understand how unfair this is? Now let's talk engineering. Because this is where things stop being impressive and start being disturbing. The NIO ET9 runs on a 900-volt electrical architecture. Most EVs today are 400V. The good ones are 800V. NIO said, nope. Not enough. 900 volts means lighter wiring, better efficiency, and charging speeds that feel illegal. This car can peak at 600 kilowatts. For comparison, a Tesla supercharger usually tops out around 250 kilowatts. The ET9 can add 255 kilometers of range in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's not charging, that's refueling. By the time you grab snacks and use the bathroom, you're ready to drive for hours. Range anxiety is not just dead, it's been erased from history. And power? Of course it has power. A dual-motor setup producing over 700 horsepower. But that's not even the interesting part. The motors are smaller, lighter, and more power-dense than almost anything on the road. This massive luxury land yacht moves like a sports car. And thanks to rear-wheel steering with a massive turning angle, this 5.3-meter monster can turn tighter than a compact hatchback. You can literally U-turn this thing on streets where other sedans panic. But the real magic, the reason the snowshake exists, is the chassis. NIO calls it the Skyride Intelligent Chassis System. This is the world's first fully active suspension, integrated with steer-by-wire and rear-wheel steering. The suspension doesn't just react to bumps, it predicts them. There's a video of this car driving over speed bumps with a tower of champagne glasses on the hood. The wheels are bouncing like crazy. But the body stays perfectly flat. It looks like a glitch in reality. And yes, that same system allows the car to vibrate itself clean like it's alive. Safety? Absurd. The chassis stiffness is 52,500 Newton-meters per degree. Translation: this thing is built like a bank vault. It's stiffer than most supercars. 7 airbags, including a central airbag. And a sensor suite that can see 500 meters ahead in complete darkness. The brain behind it all is the Atom 2.0 supercomputer, processing over 1,000 trillion operations per second. Your laptop is a toaster compared to this car. And we haven't even gone inside yet. Because the interior is where this thing commits violence against the luxury car industry. There is no traditional instrument cluster. Gone. Deleted. Instead, a 1.4-meter wide skyline display runs along the base of the windshield, feeding information directly into your peripheral vision. A massive AR heads-up display projects a 120-inch virtual image floating 15 meters ahead of the car. Navigation arrows appear on the road like a video game. The steering wheel. Not even a wheel. It's a yoke. Fully steer-by-wire. No physical connection to the wheels. And when autonomous mode engages, It retracts into the dashboard. It disappears. Like something out of Minority Report. And the back seats. Forget cars. This is first-class aviation. 2 individual zero-gravity seats reclining 45 degrees. 24-way adjustment. Hot stone massage. OLED screens. 35-speaker Dolby Atmos sound system. A powered executive table. A real compressor fridge that can freeze or heat. You're lying back, watching a movie. Sipping a chilled drink, getting a massage. While the car drives itself through a snowstorm. And shakes the snow off its own roof. What are we doing in America? Seriously. This isn't just a car. This is a warning shot. And Canada. You won.